Washington Post has new reporting on just how much taxpayer money Elon Musk's companies are getting. And according to their analysis of publicly available contracts, Musk has taken $38 billion in taxpayer subsidies over the last 20 years. $38 billion. The Post suggests that the sum could be larger since Musk has a number of contracts with defense agencies that are confidential. Guaranteed is more money than $38 billion. This comes as the tech billionaire continues to push his team to slash $1 trillion from the deficit. Joining me now is Ron Insana, CNBC senior analyst. Ron, more money. Here we go. Dude,
yeah,
$38 billion.
What's really strange about this, this is like having the existing or the current CEO of an auto company, of a defense contractor, making decisions about policies that affect them directly. This is not something we would allow under any other set of circumstances, and yet it seems to be. It's not even a backroom deal. It's happening in plain sight and with no oversight and no pushback.
And that's such an important point, Ron. I mean, because it isn't the backroom deal. It isn't under the table. It is like, hey, this is what I got. This is what I'm getting. And this is how much more I'm going to take. And it seems to be that piece for a lot of Americans is missing. The Post is showing that, Musk has, all of this money that he's been making. And he's doing it while he's slashing all the other dollars to critical programs and infrastructure. How do we get folks to understand, what the real priorities are here? That this is about how much more he can get. He is overseeing the entire federal cash ATM, right?
Yeah,
and
100%.
he has the ability, Ron, to stopgap his competitors, right?
I think so. I mean, President Trump is talking about rolling back the $7,500 subsidies for electric vehicles, which he no longer needs, but his younger and less profitable competitors just might. And so that reduces competition in the electric vehicle space, if indeed that comes to pass. There are other areas where he's made money off government loans, paid them back, or has gotten considerable funding from the Department of Defense to launch companies like SpaceX and others, which work, hand in glove with NASA. But at the expense, it would seem, of others like Blue Origin, which is run by Jeff Bezos. So it's tough to explain this to people, even though it's happening right in front of their eyes. I mean, again, it's like putting the current CEOs of existing companies, all of which have, government with the federal business, I should say, with the federal government, and allowing them to make the exact decisions about how money is going to be doled out and to whom it's going to go. Again, in my mind, as far as I can tell, is a rather unprecedented situation. And I use that word very sparingly, by the way.
Yeah, no, but it's an important word because it really sets in real clarity for folks exactly what's going on. But it's not just the stuff that we're talking about on the forward-facing way that, okay, he's got these 18 contracts across these agencies, billions of dollars raked in. There's also the investigations by the federal government into Elon Musk before Trump fired, the investigators. You have the Department of Agriculture probed alleged animal abuse at Neuralink. You got Department of Transportation, NTSB, had several probes into Tesla over remote and self-driving vehicles. The Department of Labor, NLRB, had 17 open investigations against Tesla and SpaceX for a multitude of violations. So, the man who's priming his own pump, right, has also been under scrutiny by the federal government. And then suddenly, oops, that investigation no longer exists.
Yeah, and this is a sort of across the board, though, with the Trump administration, because there's such a huge deregulatory push, whether it's oversight of banks, whether it is oversight of the energy industry, increased drilling, no fines if methane flaring takes place, which adds to, it at least theoretically adds to global warming and things like that. So this is happening broadly, and then it's happening very specifically with respect to Elon Musk. And again, he's among those people who is in the room helping to make those decisions when he himself, as you just pointed out, has been under investigation multiple times. So again, a situation that, in the old days might have happened backdoor is happening in plain sight, and Congress is not saying anything. There are no investigators who are coming out or attorneys in the Department of Justice who are saying, hey, you can't do this. No one, at least at the moment, is stopping this. Whether it ends up in the courts remains to be seen. But no one's so far raised any objections except, it would appear, people on TV.